move to Szoboszlai.
Shall we do this? Yeah.
Let's do Szoboszlai. Yeah. So, who I didn't think would play in the game, actually, but we've covered all that now. Yeah. So, in he was. Scored a great goal. A fizzer.
A whirly whipper.
Indeed. Yeah, I like that. Whirly whipper.
A what? A whirly whipper. What on earth is that? It's an in-joke. All right. An in-joke with who? Yourself?
Not with me.
I've got to say, it's an in-joke with yourself.
Former colleagues.
I've not been subjected to Theo's whirly whipper before. I'd like to put on record.
Can I also put that on record, please?
Please do.
Anyone else in the room want to put that on record?
We'll move on with it. You're blushing there.
Rio.
Theo. Did I say Rio?
He did. Yeah. What was he got called? It was Leo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Leo Squires.
Yeah.
Speaking,
Szoboszlai.
You've railroaded me there. I was talking about different terms for shots have been struck really hard. My dad used to call it a walloper. Make of that what you will. He scored the great goal, but that isn't what he's going to be remembered for this game, I'm afraid to say, because Barnsley's goal was a complete gift. And my question to you, Ian, is what on earth is he doing?
He was just that full of confidence that he thought, I'll just roll this back to the goalkeeper here, and got it wrong, and that's it. He'd done all the hard bit, hadn't he? Because he'd trapped back, they'd cut off one of the Barnsley's attacks, got all the way back.
Got the applause off the crowd.
Exactly, and then he just said, I'll just keep this ball here, and I'll run across my own 6-yard area, and I'll just roll it back to, oh no, it's a goal for them. So that's basically what happened. I thought it was quite interesting after the game that, Slot said it was a bit of a weird choice, and he said if that was probably a Premier League game or a Champions League game, he would have done that. Not entirely in agreement on that. I don't think he got that ball and went, oh, it's an FA Cup game against Barnsley, I'm going to back heel this. I think he'd have done it anyway, no matter what game.
Really?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think so.
I don't agree.
But
go on, sorry, you make your point.
A lot's been made like Conor Hourihane. Hourihane, him. The Barnsley manager. He said it was disrespectful. Now, don't forget, this is in a week where it's been a tough few days for Gabriel Martinelli, because obviously he come in for a lot of abuse. This is apparently what we're told for what happened with Conor Bradley, and neither the two managers at that time basically said it was disrespectful, even though that quite clearly was a lot more disrespectful than what Dominik Szoboszlai did. So I think before we do any kind of criticising of Dominik Szoboszlai, we should reflect on Gabriel Martinelli and what he did, and think that while I'm not entirely sure I'd be in agreement with what Gary Neville said I'm surprised Liverpool players didn't go and punch him in the face kind of thing. I do think that things have to be put into perspective, and it was a silly thing for Szoboszlai to do. I don't necessarily think it was disrespectful to Barnsley, but if anything, it's probably disrespectful to Liverpool.
Yeah, look, I thought it was pretty arrogant, to be honest with you.
Well, there's the fine line between there's a fine line between overconfidence and arrogance, isn't there?
You're right. He's done the hard work he's tracked back, completely outpaced his man, mopped up the danger, and he seemed to come across the box. And I don't know what it was, but I feel like I knew he was going to do something before he actually did it. Like, he was like, what am I going to do here? I felt like something in his body movement was telling me he wasn't just going to clear the ball down the line or take it out of the box.
Because he feels he's in such a great moment that he'll do this. Unfortunately, even the best footballers get things wrong.
But I mean, if you look at how he was trying to back heel it, it wasn't even back heeling it back to his goalkeeper.
He was kind of rolling it back, wasn't he?
If anything, he was going to back heel it back to the player.
But the issue as well is if he back heels it to Mamardashvili, Phillips is right behind him, and Mamardashvili can't pick it up.
And also, I'm pretty sure the goalkeeper wouldn't have been expecting it as well.
He wouldn't have thanked him for that
exactly.
hospital pass.
So overall, it was just a bit of a stupid thing to do.
I would go with, I don't think it happens in a Premier League or a Champions League game, but that's because you're against a greater quality opponent in terms of they're not giving you that much space in your own box. They're pressing you, trying to force a mistake, whereas Barnsley, 2-0 down at that point, one player, midfielder, leading that press. They didn't expect to get that opportunity. They're just trying to not get spanked too heavily at that point.
Well, Adam Phillips can't believe his luck, can he?
He's got that dream moment.
And also, second half, Szoboszlai was again Liverpool's best player in the second half. So
Great pass.
Didn't exactly affect him, and he ended up having to play right back, which I think was partly, I reckon, a bit of a punishment from Slots.
You know what? And I did think he got the hump a bit on that. Is it the lad Cleary on the wing?
Yeah,
who was getting a lot of praise on the telly. He certainly was probably their best player, to be fair, most effective. He got a few crosses on, and he wasn't exactly getting closed down for it. And I don't know. As I say, it was a bit of a shrug. But
he's not a right back, is he?
Well, he's playing right back for Liverpool, so he's got a job to do.
Well, he did tackle him when he was almost through, and he avoided giving away a penalty.
We'll come to that right now, but I would imagine he would have got absolutely rollicked by Arne Slot after, whether it's after game or whatever. He did say in his post-match press he was going to speak to him internally about it.
Well, the thing is, Szoboszlai apologised, didn't he, to the players after the game, and the players went, okay, but obviously, please don't do that again.
Do not do that again.
Thanks.
Yeah,
we do.
It's similar to Ekatike against Southampton, isn't it? A moment of stupidity. You apologise, you move on. He won't do it again. Lesson learned.
Penalty incident.
It's not a penalty.
Yeah, he gets a touch on it, doesn't he?
Yeah, so, and there was a bit of a tussle between the pair of them, but football's a contact sport. And
it's shirt pull, though, isn't it? We saw the Inter Milan one.
That was
just to play devil's advocate, because I don't think it was a penalty.
I
could understand why they'd give it.
I would say on that, there's obviously a bit of a threshold, and the fact is that he touched the ball, and if the old thing is that there was no VAR, was there? And I don't think if VAR looks at that, they're not giving a penalty for it.
Now that's where I disagree. I think if VAR looks at it, they do give it purely because VAR is useless.
It's not VAR that's useless; it's the people who
run it.
This is the Blood Red podcast from the Liverpool Echo, giving you the inside track on all the big talking points from Anfield.